Greetings, my name is Nina. Welcome back to my channel. Haven't filmed in a while, and yes, my hair looks different. I wanted to do what's on my iPhone video for quite a while. Let's check out what do I have on my iPhone 15 Plus. So here's the iPhone, and I have some stickers on the case. So yeah, here how the stickers look. Okay, at first you have the most basic iPhone stuff ever. So you have weather, this big photos thing, FaceTime that I don't use, calendar, photos, camera, mail that I barely use, and then you have notes. I absolutely love notes. This is the place where I can vent or come up with ideas, and a lot of scripts for my videos were written in the Notes app. So I have a lot of things on my Notes app, ideas, some various random information, venting, discussing things, you name it. Reminders, I do not use it, clock, Apple TV, podcasts, App Store. I do not use podcasts because I listen to all of my podcasts on Spotify. Then you have Apple Maps. I do not use them because I have Google Maps. Health, wallet, settings, so basic stuff. I think the only 3 apps that are actually exciting on this page are camera, photos, and especially notes. And App Store sometimes. Below you have your standard green calling icon. Safari, I do not use it. Messenger and Spotify. I have Spotify below because I need it all the time, so I need a quick access, so yeah. So on the second page, some basic Apple stuff like weather, stocks, find my iPhone, home, books, iTunes Store, fitness, watch, contacts, translate, files, shortcuts, utilities, compass, measure, magnifier, calculator, nothing special, freeform. Freeform looks interesting, but I do not know how to use it, and I would like to use it. I think this is sort of a storyboard. But anyway, journal, I do not use it because I'd rather write in notes. I love notes. And the tips, I do not know what shortcuts and tips are for. Then I have GarageBand, cool app. However, when I use it, I think of the actual electric guitar, which I want badly. So then I have passports, I barely go there. And then I have voice memos, the audio version of Notes app. Yeah, voice memos are pretty cool. Oh, and then I have Stats FM. Last November, I came across Black Friday sales. I had some money left on my App Store card or whatever it's called. So I paid for it and I have access to my Spotify listening history. I do think that there is one thing that this app lacks, and it's the countdown for podcasts, because I do like podcasts a lot and I especially love them during autumn. And there's one downside to Starts FM, in my opinion. I recently noticed it, is that it started affecting my listening history, so I even at some point deleted the app, but then I downloaded it again and I try not to use it that much. Oh, now here comes the interesting part. So here I have 3 reading apps. First I have Reading List. It's very good because it works offline. However, there is one limitation. You cannot see your full statistics because you need to pay for it, and you cannot mark a book unfinished because it needs to be paid for, and also you cannot start the same book that you read before again without deleting the data for the last time. So I mean that you read a book a year ago and you started reading it, but you either need to pay money for the full access or you need to delete the previous data. And then I have Goodreads. So I have a reading challenge of 50 books and I know very well because that I'm going to fail it because I only read 11 books this year. Yeah, this year I have been a pretty slow reader. And then I have Storygraph. There's one feature on Storygraph I like better than on Goodreads, is that you can mark the books as didn't finish. You do not have such option on Goodreads. You have that option on Storygraph. And then I have Duolingo, and I really do not like this ugly icon. So the language I'm learning is German, and I think that maybe some basic conversational level would be fine, and even then it would be difficult for me. But I do understand more now than I did a few years ago. So I filmed my last video back in August. At the end of July, I haven't been filming for around a month, and I did not speak English that much, and my accent began going Russian. I noticed that. Alright, let's move on. And then I have Telegram. So some of YouTubers and TikTokers that I watch, they post stuff here. All of them Russian speaking, so I have Telegram to keep a track on them. I do not use Telegram as a messenger. And then I have TikTok, addiction kinda. So the whole summer I barely wanted to do anything. The only thing I wanted during summer was to lie down and scroll through TikToks. Yes, I'm such a lazy person. But now I feel more energetic than during summer. Right now, as I'm filming, it's already September. So it's autumn, and surprisingly, here in Tbilisi, the autumn actually started autumning. aka, the weather is cool. The deal is that September in Georgia, particularly in Tbilisi, is kinda hot. This year it's different. And then I have Pinterest. Oh, Pinterest is such a comfort app. I open Pinterest and I see some comforting pictures of random things that I like. And also some random people, be it actors or musicians or simply random people. And I have around 2000 pins saved in one random pile. Alright, then I have Messenger. It's a Facebook Messenger, and I use it to chat with people I know IRL. You know what I like? That Facebook and Messenger are two separate apps, because I do not like Facebook. I do not use it that much. And but I use Messenger almost every day to chat. It's so convenient to have a Messenger separate from Facebook. And then I have Yandex.Go, and Yandex.Go is a taxi service that works here in Georgia. It's a very convenient app, and you can also order food on it. And then I have ChatGPT. I'd rather not discuss it, so let's move on. So then I have YouTube, understandable. WhatsApp, I barely use it. Then I have YouTube Studio to keep track on my YouTube data, the amount of views, the comments, how many subscribers do I have, you name it. Then I have Carrefour app, and we have Carrefour in Georgia, and I use this app to collect points. Today is 21st of September 2025. Today I went to Carrefour and I had 100 points. For those of you who do not know, you can start spending your points in Carrefour in Georgia once you have more than 100 points. And then I have Ori Nabiji. It's also shopping app. Nabiji means step, so basically this app is called 2 steps, as if the shop is in 2 steps from your house. Then I have TBC banking app, nothing special. And then I have this game called 2048. I think you've heard of such game. So there are squares. You need to match 2 with 2, 4 with 4, 8 with 8, etc. And you need to reach the point 248, sorry. I never reached it. And then I have a 2BD FM. This app doesn't exist on App Store anymore, so this is a music listening app. Unfortunately, some songs that I like, they aren't on Spotify, and because of this, I use a 2BDFM to download some songs from YouTube. And then I have Subway Surf, classic game, and this is one of the few games that hasn't been ruined. Yeah, well, I do remember those times where those old mobile iPhone games were everywhere, like Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, Cut the Rope, Doodle Jump, Temple Run, etc. I do remember when I bought my first iPhone 4, I had Temple Run Oz installed, aka the version of the film Oz that came out in 2013. It was such a fun game. Yeah, those were great games, and then they all were ruined. I really hope for a revival. And there is one game that I miss, and the game is The Walking Dead: The Road to Survival. That game was deleted from App Store last November, and this is so upsetting because it was a solid game. I really liked The Walking Dead: Road to Survival. I hope it returns someday. Then I have Clear Scanner, and this is the app where you scan documents, but I haven't used it yet because I downloaded it only recently, and I think that All Notes app also does a solid job, but I don't know. I have yet to use this one. And then I have TripAdvisor, and this is a traveling app where you can see hotels, houses where you stay when you travel, so you can rate places you go. For example, if you go to Rabati in Akhaltsikhe in Georgia, which I visited this year, you can rate the place. And then, for example, if you stay at a Hilton hotel, you can rate the hotel. So yeah. And then I have Pic Collage. This is the app where I make collages of pictures, but I haven't done it in a long time. And I've had this app on my phone 10 years ago, and it was better 10 years ago than it is now. Oh, and then I have this one cool app. It's called The Shelf, and this is from the people who made Pinterest. So this is sort of a Stats FM and Goodreads combined. So this app counts your listening, what you listen to, and what you read. Yeah, this is Stats FM and Goodreads combined. Yeah, Shelf is a fine app, brought to you from people who brought you Pinterest. Oh, and then I have the entire folder of Google stuff like Chrome, Google Maps, which I cannot live without because I use it a lot, Gmail, Google Photos, Drive, Google Translate, and Sheets. Then I have Instagram. Oh, and I also have Threads installed as well. However, the icon isn't on the screen. It's kinda offloaded, it's not deleted. So I can tell you that Instagram is the only social media I check out frequently. So I have Facebook and Twitter on a personal computer. I'd rather use them on the computer. Instagram is the only app I use. And that's mostly to check out some bands I follow and some YouTubers and TikTokers. Oh, then I have Coke rewards. So in Georgia, you buy Coca-Cola with yellow heads, or how it's called, how to say the word krishka in English. But anyway, there's a 10-digit code at the back, and then you enter the code, and you gain points. And there is a chance you win some interesting prizes. One of said prizes is winning tickets to Paris to Lady Gaga concert. I'm not going to win, neither this or anything else, I'm sure, but it's still fun. Oh, and then I have a fun game. I have Song Pop Classic. So this is a game where you can guess music. There are playlists, and then there are 5 songs from said playlist, and you need to guess them. And you play with the random people, or sometimes even people you select. This is such a fun app, and I have already 3 playlists mastered. And then I have Akinator. So this is also a game, and this is how it goes. You think of some famous person, and then Akinator asks you, is your character Swedish? Is your character German? Does your character sing in a band or whatever? You give them hints, you give Akinator hints, and Akinator guesses your character, be it real or fictional. And then I have Deutsche Welle Learn German. I used this app a few years ago, but I haven't used it recently. I should. And then I have Shuffles. This is this app where you create collages for Pinterest, but I only created 1, 2, or 3, and I keep them private. This isn't for others to see. This is, I simply wanted a wallpaper for myself, so I made it, and I've used it before. And then I have Volt, where you can order food, nothing special. Then I have Story Plotter, where you can plot your story, but I prefer either writing by my hand or writing down everything in notes. Then I have Shazam, because I need to guess music. And last but not least, Habit. So this is a habit tracker where you can track your drinking water, reading time, journaling, you name it. So this app tracks your habits. Okay, and this is my wallpaper that I have on my screen. So this is an artwork dedicated to Blind Guardian. So the artist's name is Andrea Kristen, and she did some artwork for Blind Guardian, and I found the artwork pretty solid, so yeah, I have it as my wallpaper. So I had a lot of various wallpapers, and this one is the one that I kept the longest. Alright, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video about me talking about various apps on my phone. What are your most essential apps? For me, the most essential apps that I use most of all: Spotify, Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, Songpop. Yeah, these are my most used apps at the moment. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Goodbye.